5,605 pounds, the very half-ton towable Octane 222 by Jayco toy hauler here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. If you would like to see if we have one of these in stock and available, you're going to be blinded by the light in just a second here. There she is. Give our website a review. Call our team. You can check our website by clicking the link in the video description that says check for price and availability. It's obviously cleverly disguised. But the point here is that you can see what we have in stock, how it's equipped, and what we're asking. And by the way, we don't do hidden dealer fees, you know, right from the comfort of your home, your phone, your whatever you have. So the if you've, again, got like half-ton truck, I guess the wicked sunlight coming in this morning is just a symptom of the time of year. I've been complaining about it a lot lately, sorry. But if you got a half-ton truck, and a little bit bigger Octane 273 with the different bathroom and full walk-around bed, if that's just a little longer, a little heavier than you feel like dealing with, this is your winner right here. That's where this guy comes into play. It kind of bridges that gap for half-ton comfort in towing. Now, this, like all Jayco toy haul, you know what, before I get too far along in construction, I want to talk about one thing: warranty. There's a lot of different warranty things out there. You hear me talk about 3-year structural warranties pretty frequently, but if you notice, I often also say how manufacturers are able to do 3-year structural warranties because they cover items that are not typical failure things. They're you know, it's a pretty safe bet from a manufacturer's standpoint. Jayco has still the longest full coverage warranty out there. Their 2-year, you know, basically bumper to hitch full coverage warranty is still the best, longest full coverage warranty out there. I'm not saying other things aren't worth consideration. I'm just saying you need to understand the difference between them. There is nobody, especially in this market segment, I've seen that's really matching their warranty on this. So back to construction. This is a full 102-inch wide body construction. So it does give you maximum load capacity, not even 100-inch wide body, but 102. Now, you may have seen that little open tray on the front of the tongue there. This has a nice little cargo or maybe portable generator tray you can put up front. So you may be asking, well, where's the battery go? And that would be on the side over here. This has a little side battery mount, which is funny because it's actually classic Jayco fifth wheel design that they applied here that works so well. Now, the easiest, simplest way to describe an Octane Superlight, or SL as you see here, is that this is a J-Flight toy hauler. That's the best way I can describe it, because the construction is nearly identical. The equipment is nearly identical. Like you've got the same all LED lighting, inside, outside, upside down, same awning, same tongue jack. A lot of that stuff is all the same. 18 gallon per hour, in point of technicality, 17.8 gallon per hour, but 18 gallon per hour water heater. Gas, electric, auto ignition, fast recharge, so you can run gas, electric at the same time. We still have outside utility shower, which is nice, you know, if like you've been in the lake or you want to just clean off the bike after a run or something like that. And black tank flush. Now, here's a big thing to talk about in toy haulers, because you got, presumably, you got a couple $1,000s worth of stuff in the garage of this thing, right? You want to protect that stuff, right? Because your main interest is the toy, not the hauler, right? I mean, that's probably true, because, you know, if you were looking at one of the big Fusion or Seismic full-time living luxury fifth-wheel toy haulers, I could understand maybe that ratio would be a little different. But in this case, your primary focus is probably that Harley or that Razor, not the hauler, is my guess. Well, you want to protect it now, don't you? That is one of the nice things about this, is that this rides on Goodyear tires. And they have the fastest speed ratings, the greatest sidewall integrity ratings. It's an American-sourced tire. Now, I love the phrase China bomb. I will say, trailer tires in the industry are not the problem they used to be. But, I mean, when I've got, you know, a Harley-Davidson or a big Polaris Razor back here, I want to make sure that thing is protected. This gets that done. That's the nice part about these. Now, Jayco uses a different ramp door from just about anybody else in the business. And the easiest way to determine that is you can see the radius corners on here. Everybody knows radius construction is stronger than right-angled dog-eared construction, right? Well, that's what we're looking at here. We're looking at a stronger ramp door concept, effectively. what's it rated for, like 3,800 pounds or something silly like that. It's actually got a higher weight rating than is normally out there. And something that I've had people notice when they come grab the door of an Octane SL here at Haylett RV, as compared to some of the, I mean, many other brands of toy haulers that we have. You can see a few in the background there. Wow, this door's light. Well, that's because they're using different materials. Below that grip tread right here, we've got Asdel. They've been using Asdel in their ramp doors for a long time. It keeps it lighter. It helps with insulation because, you know, the rear ramp doors on a lot of toy haulers don't have the same insulative qualities as the rest of the RV in a lot of cases. So, you know, it's got a multi-purpose benefit back there. Oh, I don't want to forget to talk about this. Has the full retractable screen wall, not those roll down curtains, but the actual like wall that you can roll down and it magnet locks to the floor. The awning, they put the biggest awning on this thing they could, which I appreciate, because usually when I'm camping, I'm outside under the awning with a lawn chair and the drink of my choice in my hand. This is where I want to be relaxing. Another thing to talk about is lighting. All LED lighting. I think I mentioned it previously, but LED tail and marker lights. The nice thing about LEDs is they ignite instantly. They don't ramp up to brightness. Something like 0.2 seconds. But when you're going at highway speed, 60, 70 mile an hour, that can mean 5 feet or more additional stopping time for the person behind you. It's an awesome safety feature, which is also one of the reasons here on the Octane SLs, really all Jayco toy haulers do this. I've noticed they're a very safety conscious company. If you really look at their motorhomes, it's really obvious how safety conscious they are. But the tail lights here, they're mounted up really high. They mount the taillights up higher on the wall, and the reason that they're positioned right here is not an accident. They didn't just decide, hey, slap some lights there. When you're driving in the vehicle behind this, that is the average eye level of the person following you on the road. So when you hit your brakes, their eyes snap to attention, statistically speaking, at the level of those taillights. So again, it's a safety item. Full-length LED lighting under the awning. We did, again, there's some options present on this. This is not necessarily a standard build. And remember, too, this is not necessarily the exact Octane SL that we have in stock here at Haylett RV. So, as always, visit the link in our video description to verify. But I found a spot to give you a really good, perfect angle on something, and that is the underbelly. So we have enclosed the underbelly, but you may notice it's a partial enclosure. Well, why would they do that? The answer is because of how garages and toy haulers work. Most toy hauler garages have a fuel station. Now, whether this does or doesn't is irrelevant. I'm just kind of sharing theoretical information here right now. So by enclosing the underbelly area in the living area, we've protected your main living cabin from like heat cooling loss. So what about the rest of it? You're thinking, well, that sucks. That means that I lost out on like 10 foot of heating and cooling. And the answer is no, not true. Because of something Jayco does different from pretty much anyone else I've ever seen in toy haulers, is they have an extra thick, fully laminated garage area in this. And they do that for insulation qualities, so that even though it's not enclosed under there, you still have a huge R value garage floor blocking heating and cooling loss. And you see that here on the simplest level of toy hauler built by Jayco, all the way up to the seismic luxury fifth wheels at Jayco. They do that all the way across the board. Now the tie downs in the floor, those are actually they're welded basically directly to chassis reinforcement plates. Let me get back here so we can take a look at that. I should have talked about this when we were back here. So all these tie downs, you'll notice they're 500 pound rated, or 5,000, pardon me, nope, add a zero, 5,000 pound rated, and they're recessed. These are the same heavy duty D-rings you get in a seismic luxury fifth wheel toy hauler. Here on the most base level toy hauler Jayco makes, I've seen tie downs as low as 1,200 pounds in equivalently priced toy haulers from other brands out there. Now that's very uncommon. That is very much the low end of the spectrum. The point is, I've seen it. I have personally seen it, and I've seen it just down the street, sadly. But the you know, when you've got that expensive bike, side-by-side ATV, whatever in there, what do you trust? Do you trust 5,000 pound tie downs or 1,500s? Because it's not just the weight of the bike that you're tying down. It's the weight of the bike as it bounces and stresses and goes through multiple layers of gravity. You know, when you hear a NASCAR driver, when they go around, you know, when they're going around turns 3 and 4, they're enduring 3 Gs. Well, that means 3 times the force of gravity. That's the kind of stress that those tie downs have to take, and these can do it because those tie downs basically tie directly into the chassis substructure below the flooring. All right, I think I've talked about that enough. I'm going to close that door and we'll step inside. The first thing you need to understand in here is that with this Happy Jack like dual sofa, sleeper, theater type bench system and the power drop queen bed above, there are multiple configurations you can come up with for this area. Now, obviously, you can leave the queen bed up during the day, and you can drop the sofas down here at night. As you see on the right side, they can fold together. They actually kiss right in the middle to make like a lower mega bunk. Or you can flip the seat up, and you have this little optional theater-style drop-down thing over here. Or obviously, you could roll them all up to the ceiling to give you maximum load width, and they can even, the sofa benches can actually ride flush against the walls over those windows in transit to give you maximum load height. So you really have a pick your own adventure. Now the cushion is really kind of fluffed up here in the middle because this has a big double leg heavy duty like mobile picnic table that comes with it that you can bring down. You can take it outside, you could use it over here. One of the areas it works really well in is that little bench folded up against the wall. That's one of those little Jayco extras that they put in here. And there are so many little Jayco extras in this. This is such a good example of all the little stuff they do that's additional. Let's actually, you know what, on that topic, I'm just going to start firing off a bunch of them. So a lot of brands will say, well, we have optional chairs here. Well, Jayco just includes nicer furniture. It's thicker, it's heavier duty. You don't have to like drop a support leg. It's actually got a full structure system that automatically drops legs when you fold it down. Technically speaking, that could be a small sleeper bench like the bench that you see on the right side here, but it's a little too small to really be functional in that regard. Remember, you have 5,000-pound luxury fifth wheel style heavy-duty D-ring tie-downs here. They've also got the largest garage windows in this class segment that I've ever seen before, as compared to anything else. They've really spent a lot of money on those windows, and you notice how they open for airflow, but they also give you the ability, if you're going to use this rear area like bunk space, because it can function like an awesome bunk area, to black that out and enjoy privacy. You won't have to worry about the sun shining directly into your eyes or whatever. And you notice that there's actually lights positioned for each bed. That should kind of give you an idea of sort of where the beds drop down to. The top queen bed will drop to just above that extra light there. And outlets all over the place. They've got outlets all over the place in here, just for that extra convenience. Now, they use a heavier Happy Jack system that does not require special foot pegs to come down to support the bench when you sit on it. Most toy haulers I've seen in this business, even in fifth wheels, when you decide you want to sit on one of those benches, like in this position over here, there's a support leg that they often install under the bench. That's because they don't use the same heavy wall structure that Jayco does. You know, there's differences there. There's 100 little differences involved in this. Now, other than the wheel wells, which is that little chunk of carpet that you see right there, those are the wheel wells. This is a completely carpetless model, so it is easy cleaning, which is a nice thing. Little extras that they're doing here again. These handy little clothes hangers or utility hangers or whatnot. You often see these things in like pop-up campers, but there's like a little, it looks like a handle that just drops down. You can hang, you know, coat hangers on it. This also has a very impressive kitchen to it, which is, I think, one of the areas that's made this 222 so successful in the Octane lineup from Jayco. Now, in this category, we've got, you know, Forest Rivers and Keystones and all kinds of different things. This kitchen is fantastic. So, being a full true toy hauler, not a travel trailer toy hauler crossover like the Grey Wolf campers you see here at Haylett RV. We're very tall, we're very wide, and that means the opportunity for great, big, honking cabinets. Technical term. Let me open one of these up here, take my glove off, there we go. And they also shelve it. Because the cabinets are so darn tall, they can throw a shelf in there to double your effective overhead storage. Now again, like I said, this is very much a J-Flight toy hauler if you think of it in terms of similarities. You know, there's obviously slight differences here and there, but the base idea is the same. So we've got our lumber core pocket screwed cabinetry. As we come down, we have a real tile backsplash. One of the things they're doing a little different here, though, is the countertop. This is a pressed membrane resin countertop. So it's not a T-mold. And we've got a heavy-duty, rugged stainless sink here. So you can be pretty aggressive with that. Now you may notice, you see that that beam of light right there. There's LED lighting under the counter of this here in the Octane SL. And that's very nice for like nighttime use. It's a perfect little navigation nightlight to get your way through the coach. Now we've got dual full extension plywood drawers on the left side there. And instead of a oven, they've gone with a convection microwave oven. And I know that there's one person out of 20 that uses an oven. And I'm about to offend you, but generally speaking, we don't need ovens in RVs anymore. These convections get the job done for most people. I know there's a couple boondockers and dry campers that don't want to fire up a generator. I get that. But this fits 19 people instead of 1 people. This makes a lot of sense, and you can actually do some baking in a convection microwave. It has the ability. It introduces less heat into the RV. It cooks faster. It's great. The refrigerator in here, just like a big J Flight, is an 8 cubic foot, not a 6 like you find in a lot of crossovers. As we swing around here, just want to point out more of that big, giant overhead cabinet space. There's a ton of lights in here, too. They spend a lot of money on lights and windows. Lights and windows in camping are very expensive. They also spent some money on a wider 30-inch entry door next to that big welcome home closet pantry near your entertainment center, whatever you want it to be. So the faceplate of this can pop off, so you can throw a DVD in there. This is DVD, Bluetooth, stereo, it does everything. Handy little, you've got USB plugs back there. You see that green light glowing in the background like the Hulk's eyes or something like that. And you've got a nice little phone charge station above, or just general device utility station. I also like the fact that they did include the handy little, feed eyelet there. If you want to put like a flat screen, you could either mount it on that pedestal and probably mount it on the wall somewhere. Well, this actually has normal wall studs 16 inches on center in the wall, so you're going to be good there. The difference here, the main difference between the 222 and the 273 Octanes at Haylett RV are the bed and the bathroom. Other than that, they're very similar. But again, for having the shorter length and the lighter weight, this one has a traditional toy hauler corner bed, although I do like the little inclusion of, they have added finally a switch for that overhead light so you don't have to stand on your bed to ignite it. But there is a individual click light for like reading directly above the bed there. And then we have actually this bathroom's not bad. This is a very functional bathroom. We've got more of those resin style countertops over here and a big adult size sink. And you see that little Siphon 360 sticker right there. What is that? Well, the chimney, basically, because your tanks, your holding tanks, like your black tank, it has to have an air exhaust or intake or something like that, basically, so that, it doesn't just become a pressurized capsule as gases and things and decomposition take place. Well, Jayco uses a little different style cap on their black tank exhaust chimney, if you will, and effectively it helps circulate more airflow. The pitch, which I don't know how much I buy into this, but the idea is that in theory you shouldn't need to treat your black tank. That being said, you're never going to be sorry you treated your black tank. So that's the difference between maybe practice and theory. Now, I haven't personally tried it. I don't personally know. I know that I'm a skeptic and I need to try it sometime. But generally speaking, customers disapprove of me trying out their toilet and black tanks before they take the RV home. So that's one of those things I've had difficulty actually personally testing so far for obvious reasons. Maybe Taco Bell could fix that for us. Anyway, that's a crappy joke. So, big shower, not a tub. It's easy to get in here, and the camera's having difficulty focusing with that white on white, so let me turn around here. I think you get the idea. This is sharp. Half-ton towable, very half-ton towable. Because the thing is, the thing people forget about with toy haulers all the time is they're like, well, I was looking at that other one, it only weighs 7,400 pounds. That's half-ton towable. Sure it is. Empty. But by the time you start loading bikes or ATVs or something in it, it becomes far less half-ton towable. And the thing with most toy haulers, guys, is they pull like crap when they're not loaded. They are not really designed to be hauled empty. A lot of our delivery drivers often say, man, I ain't hauling another one of them things. They are not fun to tow empty. They're designed to be towed with a load in them. The suspension engages, the load equalizes. Otherwise, they're a little bit tongue-heavy and they get a little pushy on the road. So you have to budget like an extra 800 to 1,200 pounds of stuff in this on top of the dry weight to determine what you're actually going to be towing down the road. That's the real world example difference that we provide for you here at Haylett RV versus the, oh, no, you're fine, you can tow it all day long kind of snake oil salesmanship that we don't engage in. So, if you prefer decent, honest, simple, easy, you didn't have to call us to get a price tag. You don't have to give us your social security number. You don't have to be escorted around like a child to just sort of wander our dealership. We let you open doors and close doors at your leisure here at Haylett RV. Because you're an adult, So take care, stay safe, have fun, happy camping, everyone. Remember, we only do everything hitching, pieces, parts, trades, financing, truck and trailer package deals, RV delivery, everything in between. So I think we're good. Have a great day.